I've been saying all along that I'm not in for the Legacy Menasor. And at this point, I really don't know if I'm in for the Legacy Menasor. But by hook or crook, I did happen on this guy. It is Deluxe Class Dragstrip. And I figured, you know what? Just to be fair, I at least deserve to give this guy a chance to prove himself against my Combiner Wars Dragstrip. Admittedly, the look of the Combiner Wars one is pretty off. It's not exactly what G1 was, right? So I was willing to give this a chance. Is it as good? Is it better? Or is it worse than the Combiner Wars one? Well, we're about to find out when we look at everything to do with Legacy Dragstrip in the latest GotBot True review. Hey one, hey all, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, your most humble of hosts, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. As always, man, please like, comment, share, of course, subscribe, and while you're at it, hit the notification bell, please. It helps me out a ton, and it'll let you know when content of all sorts goes up here on the channel. Check out Machinery of Man, The Everything Factor, all the groups that I'm either a mod or an admin for, as well as all of my social media links. All of that in the description down below, also in the description down below, and if you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link, check us out on Patreon, see what we have to offer to you through Spring, or of course hit the join button right here on YouTube and become a channel member. And this is Legacy Dragstrip, and I never really had any feelings about him because I wasn't in for him, and he kind of happened to sort of fall in my lap. And I said, okay, you know what, I'll give it a chance, I'll give it an opportunity, why not? In terms of the look for the guy, you know, not bad, not perfect, not bad. In terms of the transformation, I really didn't know what to expect. This whole open chest thing sort of threw me. In terms of the articulation, I don't know, man. I see these getting in the way. Guess we're about to find out, because we're going to head over to the table and take a closer look at this guy. Can't say that I had any plans, designs, or aspirations to look at this guy, because I'm actually quite happy with my Combiner Wars Menasor. Yes, the stockway is pretty trash, I'm not gonna lie. However, I did a ton of work with Motor Master to the point where I actually changed out his, or at least part of his forearms with the Battle Core Optimus Prime, because that has a better tab for tabbing in. I actually drilled holes in the wind vanes and put 5mm pegs in there, so when the arms go up, I actually put the pegs in the hands. So they, like the torso now actually stays together. I modified a little bit the chest pegs so that Blackjack stays on better. And I never had a problem with the hips on mine, luckily. I was one of the few who didn't, and mine stands, you know, fine enough. But I understand why a lot of people want a Menasor. Is this Menasor going to be 3 times better? Because he's 3 times the cost here in Canada of the Combiner Wars. Basically, all in, the Legacy Menasor will be about 300 bucks Canadian. All in, and that's taxes and everything, all in taxes and everything, my Combiner Wars lad with all 6 bots was really more like 120. So significant difference, right? We're gonna have to see if it stacks up or not. I like to explain that stuff because I want you to know what it is that I'm kind of measuring, gauging things by, rather than just blindly saying, oh, I really like this, or blindly saying, oh, I really don't like this, right? You know, there's reasoning behind it. Before we look at this guy, though, you know what we got to do? The old packaging first. I'll keep this real quick. Here is the race car mode. Looks really good over here. A close-up of the face and the bot down here. I like the way that they do that artwork. Over here we have the I guess Legacy Decepticon image that has what looks like Megatron up there, and then we have Dragstrip, and below him Iguanas, I think. Below him we have, who I guess is Skywarp, and below that Kickback. That's my guess on all of this anyway. On the back, of course, we have the tech spec thing if you want to scan it. I mean, I don't want to scan it. Scan it, I don't care about tech specs that much. But I think tech specs are cool. I just wish they were actually on the packaging. This is an updated way for sure of doing it though. I don't have anything against it, it's just I don't want to go scanning it for going to an app or whatever. The transformation is what it is. You can see there it says, what is it, like 20 steps or whatever. We'll also look at the, I'm going to call it ARM mode for lack of a better term. That's it for the packaging. The instructions I've heard a lot of complaints about, but I'm not going to lie, I found these very effective for trying to go between modes for me personally. And here we have the two lads. I'm not going to lie, I like both of them for different reasons in terms of the look. I get it that the Combiner Wars one isn't supposed to be G1. It's based on the Devastation video game, which is a reimagining of G1, blah, 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 blah. Look, we all know who Dragstrip is supposed to be. We all know that what he's supposed to look like. Even back in the day when I looked at the Combiner Wars lad, I said then, you know, I didn't really dig the fact that he didn't have the 6 tires because he's supposed to have them. The maroon isn't right, but like I accepted it. The Takara one looked like too much of a sea of yellow, and I get what they did with that one, trying to make the top here black to look like the tires. Like, I respect the attempts, and I didn't have an issue with this guy. Now, to be fair, when I looked at this guy way back in the day, I didn't have a clue what I was doing. He was episode, get this, 46. Ooh, baby. I also always hated this guy's sword thing. I thought that was such an idiotic accessory. But, you know, it served the purpose, and it still serves the purpose. Overall, I don't detest this. It's just that I realize it's stylized. So taking him out of it. How much better is the new guy? Well, let's talk about his look first. And everybody said, oh my goodness, it looks like he's jumped right off the screen. Not quite. If we go by off the screen, then these shoulder pieces up here should not be there. They were not there. It was just straight across the screen. I do like that we have the 2 tires up there. I like that. We shouldn't have the red lines here or here. That's not accurate. What else? The rest of the yellow is pretty good. The face should be blue in the lower, not silver like this guy is. The red visor's right. The top of the head and the side of the head being purple is okay. I do not like the hollow head. I get it, it becomes a seat in the alt mode, but I just don't like it. You'll also notice that I put his blasters down here on his legs. That's where they tell you to store them, if not in his hands. We're going to look at those blasters up closely now for just a moment. This is the blaster cast in black. The main part of it, the main body of it is painted purple. Honestly, the whole thing should be purple to match the G1, but whatever. I'm okay with this. The look is certainly there for sure. He comes with 2 of them, and the 2 of them can actually go together. I'm going to try and do this now. Please don't go out of focus on me. So it can look like that, and you can, I guess, put it in his hand. It can't store on his back or anything like this because we have 2 pegs now down here, right? So, I mean, that is an issue to consider if you put these together. He does hold them, by the way, just fine in his hands. Let's get into the grades for the guy. So for the look, I've already talked about that quite a bit. It's pretty darn good. Not perfect. I'm going to say it's a 9. Oddly, he has more added detail here than he should. And for the record, not for nothing, the red that's on, I'll say the back, we'll talk about the red on the car when we get to it. Right? We'll talk about the red on the car when we get to it. But I'm going to say a 9. Not bad. Not a bad start at all, actually. What about the articulation for the guy? Well, we do have a head that can go left and right. Doesn't really seem to have any up and down. Like I said, I don't like the hollowness on the back of the head. Then things get interesting here at the arm. So the arm can go out this far. It's not quite all the way out. I guess we can put the tires down. No, it still doesn't get all the way out. But if we mistransform this piece, then we get all the way out. Go figure, right? If this is mistransformed, then we can get all the way out. I really wish that there was something else that could have been done with these. I mean, you can sort of put them, I've seen some people put them kind of behind his head, but it still doesn't help the articulation. So that's just an aesthetic thing if you want to do that. The elbow it goes to 90 degrees. We have a bicep swivel, no wrist articulation again, because kickback doesn't have wrist articulation. Key point of articulation being removed, it seems, at the deluxe class size or at the deluxe class price point, at least in the ones I've looked at thus far here on the channel. We have a waist that can go all the way around, but it's a rickety, really rickety waist. Very rickety. I'm not used to that with the modern era where everything is so much better made. The legs go forward, the legs go back, they go out to the side all the way, so I like that. We do have a nice thigh swivel, maybe a little bit of hollowness right there, but it's filled in with the mushroom peg, so I'm okay with it, to be honest with you. 90 degrees at the knee, but I feel like the thigh, let's see if I can get this up. I feel like the thigh is really short on the guy and that the calf and stuff is really, really long. It's not bad, it's the same complaint, say, that I had with the Generations Blitzwing. I mean, it's there, I like it, but it's just short. It's also the complaint I had with the Siege, I'll spit this out in a minute, Astro Train. Like, you can bend his knee, but once it's bent, like, it pretty much fills up the entire back of his leg. And Ultra Magnus, the Siege Ultra Magnus was the same thing. There's a lot of lower leg that almost makes this a moot point. We do have ankle tilt, which I like. He's solid on his feet. Also, there's a bunch of paint down here, and some people have been concerned about that scraping. I don't think that's going to happen because we have this ridge on this side and ridge on this side. Even the red up here on the toes. The toes don't quite touch. It's the ridge on this side and the ridge on this side. That's what touches the ground. So he's actually pretty solid. And as long as the ridges are down on the ground, I don't think anything's gonna scratch. I think you're safe. So for the look of the guy, I said a 9. For the articulation, I'd like wrists. I'd like these pieces to be able to move out a little bit further than what they do. And while I understand that his body comes apart for the combined mode, the connection is a little, on my copy anyway, the connection is a little loosey-goosey. Not gonna lie, I thought it was gonna be a snugger fit than what it is. Again, average, I guess. His mass comes in at 79, including his blasters. So he's a little small for a deluxe. 9, again, I guess it's good. It's nothing special, but it's good. Then we get to the transformation, and the transformation I do like. I do think the transformation is kind of something special. So let's do the vehicle mode first, because that's the easiest thing to do. We're going to take these feet and we put them up, it seems to be on ratchets. We're going to combine our war with the legs, because for all of this new engineering, it's just opening the legs and putting the thigh in, opening the leg, putting the thigh in, close these back up, and you can even put all of that together. That's really the back of the car done. Then we can swing around that piece and swing down the tire. We can swing around, maybe go this way. This piece on the arm and bring down that tire. So far so good. Then we can, this is where things get interesting. We can unpeg the entire chest. Pretty darn tight at a packaging, I'm not gonna lie. Once that's out, we should be able to take this, rotate the whole thing around this way. Take this, maybe I can't bring the legs up yet. Maybe I've done that prematurely, because this whole thing here needs to twist around. There you go. That's what I was trying to get out. So I unpeg the chest, and I gotta bring these pieces off and then turn this around. There's a very specific order to do things in here, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't have that specific order down yet. But it is elegant. Now I should have done the legs. Okay. Then we bring these shoulder pieces up, and when we bring those shoulder pieces up, we can actually tab them together, and the arms come in on the side. And when the arms come in on the side, it seems like you want to just push them in, but you don't. What you do is you take it in, and then it pushes down over a little tab inside here. We bring this in, and then we push it down over, and that's how we kind of lock that in. Then, using a yellow hinge in here, we bring this up, we bring the head in, and then we bring this whole piece down. When we bring this whole piece down, assuming the head's all the way in, we should be able now to bring this down and solidify it in, I thought. Why can't I solidify this in? What am I doing? Do I have the legs up again prematurely? Because I keep wanting to do the legs first. There, brought that down. Yikes. Okay, fine, legs supposed to be last. Oh yeah, the legs gotta be last, duh. Man, I messed up this transformation. Duh, you got to do the upper body first and the legs last. Why? Because these pieces here actually tab down in the top of this piece. So, yeah, I messed up the transformation. I'm not even going to go back and redo it. You can even see with me fiddling over it how easy it is to get here. Once this is done, you can actually take your two blasters, if you're so inclined, put one in there, and put the other one in here, and boom, you have Dragstrip in his dragster mode. I said dragster, but I don't know if it's a dragster. I don't know cars, man. They're race cars. What do you want? I will note this now, before we kind of talk about this guy. The look is obviously incorrect. I mean, this guy only has 4 tires, but he rolls great, and I like the maroon for breaking it up. He was fine. He's stylized. Yes, I get it, but I didn't really care. It's still a good transformer, honestly. Clever transformation, decent articulation, all right look. Then we get to, if I take him up, this guy, and he does roll great. All 6 of his tires roll, and I like that. Over here we had yellow, yellow, and black. I wish they were all black. Actually, more accurately, I wish they were all silver, because they're supposed to be silver, and I might do that yet. Kind of beautiful, kind of beautiful. The, I guess, stripes up here on the back, they're supposed to be there, though I don't have it lined up perfect, and that's my fault. It's not the fault of this, it's just my fault doing the transformation. The Decepticon symbol and these red stripes, they're accurate. Some people have said it'd be nice if red stripes were all the way down the body. Why? That's not accurate. That's not the way it looked in the animation at all. That's not even the way, I don't think, that the G1 toy looked, if I'm not mistaken. The red on the side, I like the look of it, but again, it's not accurate. It's not supposed to be there in the animation. So it's cool, but it was unnecessary. You could have put that extra budget. Instead of doing the red paint lines, you could have done a flap on the back of the head. You know, something that folded out or folded up to be the back of the seat or whatever. Just a missed opportunity. Not hateful, just a missed opportunity. Excellent transformation, 10. Even though I fiddled over it because I done the legs first when I shouldn't have, it was easy for me to fix this up and be like, oh, I missed that step, I gotta go back and do this. It was a simple fix to go back and do it. So we had a 9, a 9, a 10. Overall, the guy's about a 9.5. It's a great transformation. It's a fine transformer. The articulation could be a little bit better, and the paint could be a little more accurate. Then we get to the last mode, which is the combined mode, and I don't like it at all, but I do like something about it. So to do that, here's what the underside of the whole dude looks like. You'll notice there's a little rectangular slot right there. That little rectangular slot is actually a button. And that button, again, will this work? I need something small. Hold on. Here we go. I'll try it with just a butter knife. Maybe that'll work. When you push in on it, it comes apart into 2 sections like this. Presumably, there's going to be I guess a molded in section on the arm piece that is really the trailer of Motormaster that will push that in so that when this guy goes mounted on the arm, he'll automatically kind of come apart into 2 pieces. This will be the upper arm. I presume it's going to connect via 1, 2, 3, 4 5mm ports on the upper arm to be the shoulder. So it's not really the arm, it's more like the sleeve of a jacket than an arm. Then we have the bottom piece, which I presume is going to use these 2 peg pieces here. These 2 5mm pegs right there. And this will be the forearm. Again, no hand or anything. The hand is going to be part of the trailer. Okay, I guess if that's how you want to do business. Here's why I don't like it. Because at least the Combiner Wars guy turns into an arm. This guy turns into the sleeve of a jacket. So, tremendous on his own, but right now I'm pretty skeptical about how he'll be as like a combined mode thing. If all of these pegs work, and if that is the way that it connects, then at least though it has potential to be solid, and that might just be enough to make it a win. Time will tell. As it is, just as a Transformer who's a robot and a race car, he's about a 9.5. He's quite good. Not perfect, but he is quite good. And here we are once again, and here he is. So, okay. So in terms of look, it's not bad. I mean, we shouldn't have the lines on the side here or on the arms. That's not correct. I wish something could be done with these because they're not supposed to be up. His shoulders are flat. Plus, turning them out this way increases his range of motion on the shoulder all the way out, as compared to the actual transformation scheme, which only gives you out to here. Still not bad, but it's not all the way that he's capable of going. That kind of came off there. That was my fault. I do not like the hollow back of the head. That really bothers me. I get it. It's the seat in the car mode. But they should have had a flap or something. I don't like that. I like him as a car. I think it's a pretty great transformation to get there. I like how solid everything tabs in. In terms of articulation, I expected a bit more. Like, the knee just gets to 90 degrees, and that's fine, but I don't know. I almost wanted a little bit more. And his thigh is so short that, like, it's not like even if you put both legs up, like, it's not like he could, I guess he could sit. It would be hard because he has these engine pieces on the back. It would be rough for him to sit down. It's there, it's functional, it's fine. It's just I wish the thigh maybe was a bit longer, maybe? I don't know, or the shin was a bit shorter. I'm not sure. In terms of the legs, I mean, the legs combiner wars, right? Like, I mean, we open something up and then we put the thigh inside the leg. It's just combiner wars in terms of the leg. As a matter of fact, the combiner wars drag strip, you actually have to push the legs up and pull them down. Funny enough, this one does the combiner wars thing that we call combiner warsing the legs, and the actual combiner wars drag strip doesn't. Go figure. But I like the transformation. I think the whole flip-de-doo here in the chest is pretty neat. I like the coloring of the gold, I guess. It's actually accurate. It's a weird yellowy color, but I like it. I don't like this. That's really shaky. Shaky waist. I don't like the arm mode. I'm not a fan of that because it's not an arm. It's just two chunks of a car. Though, I can see how it looks like they're going to attach on, and I like the solidity that I think is potentially there if everything works the way it should. He's okay. I'm not blown away like some people are. He's an okay robot. By the way, I do miss wrist articulation. Just saying. We're starting to lose things. Prices went up again and we're starting to lose articulation. Just saying. That's a problem for me. But, I don't know. He's good. He's fine. He's fine. But he doesn't blow me away. Did he blow you away? Let me know what you think about Dragstrip. I appreciate you guys coming by, giving me some of your extremely valuable time. I do know how important it is to you. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. You can check us out on Patreon. You can see what we have to offer to you through Spring, or of course hit the join button right here on YouTube. Stick around, hit the subscribe button, have some fun with us, and don't forget that somehow, some way, each and every single day that the sun comes up and goes down and the moon comes up and goes away, that you do make a difference. Somehow, some way you do make a difference. And I look forward, baby, to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit, either in the live streams on Thursday nights at the stop motion premieres or the old-fashioned way right here inside the videos.